I'm so tired of being on this campus every day and having to plead my humanity, essentially, to other students. I feel like an outsider constantly.
It feels like there's a lot of pressure on me to do well, which I don't necessarily mind, but it's hard.
I feel my classmates' eyes on me, particularly for discussing something that brings race, and especially race and gender, into play.
I get here and I'm told that I'm one of 11 black students in my class, and that's impressive, and I wasn't impressed.
The Journal of Black Higher Education conveys that approximately 85% of black students attend predominantly white institutions. Of that percent, the graduation rate of black students are at 42%, as opposed to the 33% graduation rate of historically black colleges and universities. Many individuals may ask, why is there such a major gap between the admission and graduation rates? However, a black student's education experience at a predominantly white institution is impacted significantly on a social and educational aspect due to their cultural identity in terms of racism and discrimination, isolation, and a lack of mentorship. Many people believe that students can receive more opportunities attending a PWI when in reality, black students enter into a space where they are able to witness acts of racism in an institutionalized, systematic, yet subtle way that impacts their whole educational experience at the institution. On top of the feeling that black college students must conform to white standards simply because they are outnumbered, the usual stress of college courses causes a lack of focus and ultimately affects a black student's performance in the classroom. The Journal of Black Studies argues that black students have a particularly hard time when attending predominantly white institutions because they are likely to be subjected to the same type of racial encounters as they were beforehand in their daily lives. As a result of these experiences and encounters, it becomes easier for a black student to feel alone and unaccepted by his or her peers. Although the desire for the intermingling of races is still present, the resulting effect of the past is the separation of races being the normal way of social life today, with the majority of individuals choosing to interact with their own race. African American professors account for only 4.5% of professors nationwide. With such a small percentage, it is extremely difficult for black students to find mentorship or guidance on their own campus. These aspects impact the black student's experience in multiple ways, such as a lack of a positive influence of the same or similar racial identity. African American faculty at PWIs experience aspects of racism as well from their colleagues with lower wages in comparison to their white counterparts, and questioning of their intellect from white students and faculty members alike. The black community at predominantly white institutions find themselves in close-knit groups that rely on one another for social and satisfactory purposes due to the surrounding white standards, and form these ties in an effort to celebrate and uphold their racial and ethnic identities. As evident in the film Dear White People, racial discrimination, isolation, and a lack of mentorship have internal effects on students trying to identify with their race, resulting in a lack of collegiate pride and diminished performance overall.
School is not diverse just because you put it on a pamphlet. But you'll name a building after Albert Conasall, who publicly opposes affirmative action? The action that can make our fraction on your demographic pie chart look more than just a second hand on a clock. It's all talk, just to maintain this fraudulent reputation of this institutionalized racist corporation. They don't care about the cultural limitations of being a minority in society, so we have become our own painters, with our own palettes, and we have voices that speak defiantly. So we ignite the flames to help us find the path to our future. increasing graduations, not incarcerations, transforming education because our numbers can't be any fewer. So don't be surprised that we have become rebellious for what has happened to us. When every black student in class feels like Rosa Parks on the bus, we are trying to rewind time with Rosa as our revenge, because we have no other choice when the university refuses to come to our defense.